Hi everybody. This video is just going to take you through some basic tasks for setting up your Blackboard page. We're not going to go over everything today, but if you have any questions you can always contact me, Sean, and I'll be glad to help you with anything you need. But first off, I just want to start off with some basic things. We as instructors, if we want to add content to our page, take away content, etc., we need to be in the control panel. So that's what I'd like to do first. Is on the left-hand side of the screen, click on Control Panel. Okay, now this is our instructor view of Blackboard. In other words, our students don't have this page, right? This is for the controller of the course, the professor. So the first thing I want to do is just show you how to add basic content. So for example, if you want to put a Word document on Blackboard, if you want to put a PowerPoint presentation, picture, etc., I'll show you how to do that now. So in the content area, info del curso, yours will probably be in English if you're just starting a course or if you haven't changed those, and I'll show you how to change the title of your content areas in just a moment. So if we click on the course information link, everything's empty. So you'll notice this top bar, you have various options, right? What kinds of content you can put in, like tests, right? If you wanted to put a link to a web page, you could do that by clicking on external link. If you wanted to organize the information in folders, you can click on folder. But for most items, putting up a Word document, PowerPoint presentation, etc., just click on item. Okay, and you can title it here. You can put a description in the box if you like, and then you're going to browse for the file. I'm just going to put some random thing up for now, and you can also put a name of the link to the file. This isn't necessary, but I like to be very explicit with students just so they know exactly what they're getting into. And also there's this link at the bottom under 3 options, right? Make content available, it's always going to say yes, you don't have to do anything there, but you can also track the number of views. So for example, if you put something up that you tell your students you want them to study or look at, you can click yes on track number of views, and you can actually review the statistics on who's seen the document. So this is a good way to kind of cover your tracks a little bit if a student comes up at the end of the semester and wonders why he or she hasn't done so well. Maybe this could be something you could refer them to if they haven't looked at documents you've put online for them to see. Right? I usually put yes just in case, it doesn't hurt. And then you'll click submit. Okay, click OK. Right, and there's our item. They click on the underlined link to get it. Again, this is the process through which you would go to put up Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, photos, etc. Okay? So I want to go back and talk about some other kinds of tasks we can do. If you click on the underlined link that says Control Panel right here, we'll click on that. That'll take us back to our Control Panel. If we go to Manage Course Menu, down in the bottom left-hand corner under Course Options, click on Manage Course Menu. You'll notice that this brings up what is essentially on the left-hand side of the screen, right? The bar that the students can click on the different sections to navigate their page. With these 2 buttons to the right, Modify and Remove, this is basically everything you'll need to be able to modify this section. So just give you an example. Comunicación, this is not a link that I need them to have in the course page because they have my email address. You can choose to leave that up if you want, but for right now, for our purposes, I'm just going to remove that. You don't have to do this, but I'm just showing you what it looks like, right? Remove, that'll take that area away. Same thing with the discussion board. Let's say we're not having a discussion board, you could remove it, etc. If you wanted to change the name, either from English, Spanish, Spanish, English, whatever, you could click on Modify to the right-hand side, and you can just change the name right in there. Go to discussion board, submit, right, and then it appears right here. Of course, with these numbered drop-down menus, you can choose a position. If I want to move this up, right, it'll take care of that. Let's say there's something that's not listed that you want to be there, right? Whether it's content area or a tool link, right? You can add those here. So, for example, if you click on tool link, you'll see there are different items you can put into your course, whether it be a discussion board. A link to the grade book, you can do that here also. If you're doing any sort of podcasting, etc. Right? So we'll click cancel since we're not doing that. So, I mean, the moral of the story is you have complete control over this. If there are items on the left-hand side of the screen that you're not using, it's always good to get rid of them just so students can work with only active links, only things that they're going to be actively using. Okay, so if we go back up to this control panel link right here at the top, take us back into our control panel. I wanted to just kind of briefly show you how to set up your gradebook, because this is a question a lot of people have. So on the right-hand side under Assessment, if you go to Grade Center, you can click there. Now setting up the Grade Center takes a bit of work, but once it's up, it's really good, because then for future courses, if you teach the same course again, you can do a course copy and actually put your gradebook settings and assignments directly into the next course. I'm sure a lot of you have already done that. But I'll just show you an example. So if we have our gradebook here, we have a weighted total. The first thing you want to do, because usually there's a column when you first set up a course that says weighted total and then just total. What you want to do for weighted total, if you're using percentages in your class, for example, participation is worth 15%, the final exam is worth 30%, etc. You want to make this the external grade. So you want to click on that little arrow. I'll click on it again. That double arrow facing down, click on that and hit the Set as External Grade. When you click on this link, it should appear with this green check mark. In other words, that's what students can look at, that's what you can look at to get the student's current grade in the class. Okay, the one that has the green check mark. So you want to make that very clear and set that up, number one. The second thing we're going to do is to actually set up our categories. So if you go to this Manage button, you may have to click on the little arrows, you may not. Scroll down to Categories. Okay, you'll notice this is from a previous class of mine where I already have things set up. There will be some links here that you won't be using, but to add a category. So for example, I have attendance, participation, exams, final exam, homework, quizzes, etc. You notice survey and test, I don't use those links, as well as assignments. So some of these are just, those three links are just kind of put in Blackboard, right, as well as discussion as generic links. You don't have to use those. To add a category, so let's say you wanted to add, any one that I've already put here, just click Add a Category, type in the name, right, click Submit. I'm just going to go back to this link with categories. Okay, and you can also rename the ones you create here, just modify. So once you create these categories by clicking here, you can click OK. Nothing appears here yet, right? We haven't created any actual assignments, which will appear over here on the right-hand side. The next thing we have to do, since we've said we're doing a weighted percentage for our gradebook, right? We've selected our categories. We need to actually click on that double arrow facing down with weighted total again, and go to Modify Column. You'll notice you have two display options, primary and secondary. I usually just stick with percentage and then do none for second. It's pretty straightforward. What we do here now is the categories, not the columns. We can disregard this right now, the columns. The categories that we've created, we're going to put these over in this box to the right. So let's look what we have. Attendance and participation, that's one of my categories. You click on the category and click the arrow, it'll put it over there. Right, homework, get over there. Quizzes, chapter exams, final exam, pop it over there. Okay, so now we have our categories that make up our class percentage. You can just leave all of these equally, where it says weight columns equal, equal, that's fine, because what we're going to do is actually put in the percentage for how much that is worth. I don't have a syllabus in front of me, but I'll just make this up. Let's say 15% is attendance and participation. Homework, 10. Quizzes, 35% of the final grade. And here you'll notice below where you can drop grades. So for example, let's say you give 6 quizzes, you only want to count the highest 5 as a grade. You can go where it says drop 1, lowest grade. and it will automatically figure that into the calculation. So you don't have to do anything. Once you set this up, it does it automatically in the Blackboard gradebook. Chapter exams. I'll make that 35. Make the quizzes 20. And you'll notice it's giving us a running percentage down here for the total weight. Okay, final exam, do 20. All right, and you notice the total weight is 100%. It won't let you proceed if your weighted percentages aren't 100. Okay, so after you've set up all the percentages in here, you can just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Leave everything else as is. This is usually the default setting, and that's the best view for students to have. And then you can click Submit. And again, we haven't added anything to the right yet because we haven't created individual assignments. Disregard these percentages because they won't appear for you. This is from a previous class I'm working with. So to add actual individual assignments, for example, quiz 1, homework 1, etc., you're going to click on Add Grade column. Okay, you can put the name in. Again, you can kind of mess with this if you want to stick with straight up percentages, or if you want to do a score with the secondary display as percentage, whatever you want to do. The important thing here is to choose the category. So for example, quiz, we're going to pop that down into the quizzes category, and the number of points for this assignment. So we'll just say 100 points. Okay, leave everything else down here under options as is, and click Submit. Okay, and then here appears the grade column we've just created. To enter the grade, just click on it, and enter your grade. So this is the way to set up your grade book, right? We've gone through the important steps. If you have any questions, of course, please do let me know. Okay, and then going back to Control Panel at the top. The last thing that I want to talk about briefly is making your course available. I'm sure all of us have forgotten to make our course available, myself included, several times. So it's kind of something we have to put maybe on our calendars. I certainly do. If you don't make the course available to your students, they can't see it. So to do that, you just go down to Settings in the bottom left-hand corner. Click on Course Availability. It's usually on No as default, so you just need to click on Yes, hit Submit, and that's it. Now your students can see your Blackboard page. I always recommend to make sure you have your Blackboard page set up entirely before you make it available, because if you maybe change or put a different version of the syllabus on after making the course available, students might download an antiquated version of the syllabus and it could maybe cause some problems. So make sure you have it all set up before you make it available. Okay, that's it. Again, my name's Sean McDaniel. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about anything, and I'll be glad to help you out. All right, good luck.